Welcome everybody, it's your boy, the Versace Stoner, with another episode of VSW.
These sons will beat you.
That's right, folks. Big news flash. Oh my God! VSW.
Brass hats know what time it is. Get up off of your seats and bow down to the king.
One of the greatest in this game and one of my favorite all-time people in this game. The Versace Stoner.
It's places like this. I started in a mill. I'm here still in a mill. I consider myself a mill wrestler.
Welcome everybody, it's your boy, the Versace Stoner. We're here with a very special episode of VSW Podcast, part of our Horror Night stream. That's right, we're going back into Kill City. We're going to talk to one of its darkest, most dangerous creatures. And that is right, he's here live with us, folks. Mason X.
Here. Talk your piece.
You know, this is, I have to say, thank you again for taking the time to come on. You took, the last time you came on, we had a great episode, but we didn't have the video feature. We didn't have all this other stuff. I do thank you, honestly, for taking the time to come out. And I have to say, talking over and seeing you in person, it does no, justices. I love the mask. I love the horror. I love everything about it. I'm a big horror fan. Always have been. And something seeing, as we talked before, bringing that horror into pro wrestling and just merging the two beautifully. It's just something it just really captivates my heart.
I gotta say, I love making these masks. They're a reflection of my soul, or lack thereof. I spend countless hours crafting these, shaping these, from skin, from leather, plastics, and metal.
I have to say, just that it kind of reminds me of like how bring the horror, like how Leatherface would kind of craft his mask and kind of take pieces of this and take pieces of that and kind of alter it. And you I guess when you're a killer, I wouldn't know this. I'm not one, but you kind of take some pleasure and pride in this mask. It becomes almost a part of you.
Each one is unique, and you are correct. Each one is a part of me. Depending on how I'm feeling will very much dictate what face shows up to the party.
And what a party that can be, again, just watching, over and over again, as you must see, Kill City Cup has been going almost viral. If not, it's there. We got a lot of people sharing it now, a lot of people into it. And, we've watched it many, many times. We've gotten to see your match many, many times. And just seeing the just destructive force that you brought into that cup, it's got everybody thirsty for more.
I'm definitely thirsty for more violence. I only got to show a small fraction of what I can do. Next time, there'll be so much more.
And that is just something, that keeps coming up, and it's just left in the open. Obviously, we know there will be a second one. I would think it would be crazy not to have a second one with this much, greatness. But it also comes to a point where there's still potential for this first one to get more views, more eyes, more ears. So you don't want to just cut it off when it's just kind of steamrolling. You gotta, let that kind of take its course. I know people hate that. I know fans sometimes hate that. I know even movie fans will hate that because a movie will be so good and they're like, oh, we want a sequel. And it's like, no, you got to kind of wait till it rides. And that's kind of what this got to do because it's just kind of getting noticed on a bigger level. I mean, Last time we talked, it was out there, and yes, it was being shared. But now, like I said, maybe I don't know, maybe 100-fold. Just the amount of posts I'm seeing, the amount of interactions I'm seeing on posts, people getting into it, people talking about their favorite match, favorite character. People are getting more into the storyline of Kill City. I see more podcasters bringing in more guests. I brought in more guests. I got the Queen on here. I got Amy on here. I gotten so many great Kill City Cup combatants on here, and I've seen it. It's going on other podcasts too. That's just it's getting so much bigger. That has to again, you being a part of that, being a part of this, it has to bring you joy to see it getting this big now.
I look at it like torturing someone. You don't want it over with quickly. You want to build. You want to take your time. Yes, I want Kill City Cup too, but we're not ready for it yet. There's still so much more suffering to be had.
And that's the beauty of it. There is a lot more to be had. There's a lot more to kind of, like I said, kind of delve into that, first film. You can even deep dive into that. There's so many conspiracy theories now floating around. What is Queen Gia's real role? Is she really, aligned with Mr. Kill? Is she gonna, backstab him? Who is this one? What is this one? Is the machine really destroyed? Are they gonna rebuild? I'm seeing all sorts of theories, conspiracy theories. Everything's out there now, and it's great. I love seeing that kind of stuff when it comes to, not just, movies, but when it comes to wrestling and wrestling movies. And this happens to be everything all together.
So one good thing about machines, you can destroy one, you can always build another, rebuild the one you had.
And that is true. I'm sure, Leon has the original model for that, or at least the blueprints for it. Now, speaking of blueprints, I was going to go back to a further question earlier on, and it was back pertaining to your mask. Now, before you decide to craft this thing, do you do a sketch? Do you get a vision? How does it come to you?
I would say it very much comes to me like a vision. I stare at the blank material, and my mind carves it away into what it's supposed to be, what it sees it to be, and then my hands start working it. I almost never sketch out my designs. Makes each mask unique. Part of this.
I can really appreciate that. Being an artist myself and working in different mediums, I've done some mask work. I've done, some, a lot of mostly just, drawing and sketches. But, kind of keeping each piece unique in that aspect where there isn't actually an original. This is the original, and this is it, and this is the only thing that exists. And I'm wearing it. You can try to recreate, you can try to copy it. It will never be the same. Cool. But like I said, and that's just something, that it just brings another aspect to you. It's just, the mask. It is part of, your character. We see you in one mask, well, we know that you might be in this sort of mood. If we see you in another, well, this might go a different way.
For me, one thing I take pride in, I didn't have to go pay some other artist to make my ensemble. I did it myself. Every last piece of what I wear, I made. Every piece has been touched by me in some way to make it unique to me. Half the guys you see out there in indie wrestling right now, they'll wear a creepy mask that they paid someone to make for them. This one and every single one I've ever worn were made by my own two hands. Countless hours. Half my masks have my own blood all over them because it's just the nature of the beast when you're cutting and burning and stretching and shaping. A little bit of your lifeblood will get into your creation. You could say, like Bob Ross, that it's a happy little accident.
That's great, and you are right about that. There's a lot of mask makers out there, almost as many as there are belt makers. There's a lot of those guys too. But let me ask you a question: if you happen to be one of those people that do need to buy a creepy mask and you need it kind of quick and you have no creative skill and you have to go online and buy one, do you know where you would find one of those?
So, for a price, I'll make a mask for a person. All you have to do is find me on Mason X Mask. There's others on a site called Etsy. There's some creative people out there. If you wear one just because you like wearing a mask, which I'm not going to fault you for, that's a good place to go. Now, if I see you as a fellow wrestler, a fellow combatant, wearing somebody else's hard work, I'm going to take it personal. Because you didn't have the sack, the man up and take the time to make it yourself.
But I mean, hey, if you're gonna buy one from the best, and just by what he's wearing, you can see that is one of the best. And like I said, I do always appreciate artists out there. It doesn't matter the medium, whether it's like I said, it could be mask, could be music, could be their own song, could be their own gear, could be whatever it is. If you're doing it yourself and you're making it work, then you're a success in my book. If you can create something and get it sold, doesn't matter if it's just one copy of it. It could be for $1. You sold your creativity. That means that it was successful. I look at that as a success. A lot of people don't. Some people want a bigger or more grandeur thing, but it's a small kind of piece to kind of keep things going. So now back to the Kill City Cup 2, kind of talking. We obviously it hasn't happened yet. It hasn't even been announced. But have you had any matches in between since Kill City Cup 1? Have you been fighting anybody?
If you see the rise of crime and violence in your town, it might be me. Or it might not. Guess the devil's in the details, and you might have to read between the lines. But if there's an opportunity to fight and it shows up, I'll be there. All you gotta do is summon the devil.
You gotta love it, folks. This is the season to do such a thing if you're trying to worship, summon, or do anything with demons, devils, or any kind of those forces, And I always love Halloween, and that's why, I try to get, the horror guests on this time of year. I try to, do horror movie reviews. This Kill City Cup is kind of everything. It's the horror, it's, the terror, everything, but it also is the wrestling, and it is the gaming too, which is a lot of fun. A lot of fun. But this time of year there was a lot of horror involved, and I did hear you, sir, are in a competition involving horror. The face of it.
Yes, I am competing for the second time in a row in Faces of Horror. The prize is $13,000. And although I'm not normally someone who ties a lot of concern into monetary things, it makes it a hell of a lot easier to make more of my faces.
Yeah, so I was gonna say, 13,000 can't really get you shit in Kill City. They don't. I don't even think they'll look at you. And monetary, and people don't even, like I said, people don't. It doesn't non-existent. But you can buy good supplies. You can buy more things to craft, create, and just be a little bit more comfortable. That's great, though. And how can people, give you these votes? How can we get you to, this very unlucky sum of money?
You can go on Faces of Horror's website. I'll send you the link, and you can vote. You can vote free once a day. Or, if you're an enterprising soul, you can pay to vote. Make your votes count more.
Well, there you go, folks. Look at that. You can actually help a real life horror character win a horror competition. This would be great. This would be great for Mason X and great for Kill City. I mean, puts it even more on the map. That's the thing about Kill City. All these guys, individual, amazing, great people. And everything they do, it reflects back to Kill City Cup. And it's great to see this kind of stuff. And it's great to see people, beyond just the ring. I love seeing it just get beyond that and still being something that I enjoy. Sometimes it gets beyond the ring and it becomes something totally different. This is not the case. This becomes just an adaptation of what happens in the ring, just forward. And I love it. Can't get enough. It's like Alice in Wonderland to me. I'm in the Wonderland when I go to Kill City Cup. And, there's a lot of, again, steam coming with it, and I've been seeing a lot of posts. I'm seeing premieres left and right. I'm seeing things on table. I'm seeing, all sorts of stuff happening. I believe there is a few premieres coming.
You would be correct. I know we are going to be doing a screening here in Maine at the Bangor Comic-Con. That one I will be at. I'm doing this as a campaign to bring more awareness to the faces of horror, because one of the other things, besides the $13,000, is a chance to be face-to-face with Kane Hodder. And for those who do not know who Kane is, he's the man who played Jason Voorhees multiple times in Friday the 13th. You could say he's something of a inspiration.
Amazing. And, speaking of phases of horror and horror people and icons, I know that I believe it is the 15th that the Comic-Con is. I'm going to go there. I know I am. But on the 14th, you guys are going to get a very special guest if you're into horror and you like clowns. The Clown is going to be there, signing autographs and taking photos and such. Great, bloody kind of a clown. It took Pennywise and turned it into like X-rated. I'm a big horror fan, so I like all that kind of stuff. And that's great that they give such a prize. You don't just get kind of cash. You get some kind of prestige with it. You get to meet someone that, is an inspiration to a lot of people in the horror world. Whether it be, mass makers or whether it be, inspiring actors and such. A lot of people look to these, these guys and girls that have played these roles that, still today haunt us and still today captivate us. A lot of these movies have never lost touch. Some movies do, but, a lot of the classic horrors, a lot of the Friday the 13th, Halloween, Nightmare on Elm Street, a lot of these have never lost. You can still watch them today and they'll still just bring as much value to your life as it did back then. That's my opinion. I mean, like I said, I'm a horror fan. I watch it all year round. I'm not one of those people that just wait till October to, start gearing up. I do enjoy horror all year round. But, this time I get to celebrate a little bit more and feel a little bit more normal doing so. So you're going to be at the Comic-Con, and I think also the Queen herself is going to be there.
The Queen will be there, and I'll be there to protect her from anything that gets in the way of her or Killcore.
Well, that's good, because, I'm sure after the betrayal and everything, I'm sure there's a bounty probably on her head by now. I mean, look who she betrayed. It's not going to end well eventually, but she is well protected. It's Killcorp. They got the world by the balls.
I would say that anyone who tries to tangle with her greatly underestimates her powers.
Well, I can't wait to see all this come to fruition. I can't wait to be there myself and see everybody in person and, meet you all face to face. And again, I do thank you for taking time out of your day to come and bring me this exclusive kind of talk with you. I'll let you get back to your Kill City duties over there. You look like you guys see some hazards. I see some nuclear waste. I don't want you to get exposed for too long. But thank you very much, Mason X, for joining me today. And we will see you soon. And everybody, make sure to go out there, give him a vote. Check out his PW Pro Wrestling T-shirts website. Buy a shirt. Support indie wrestling, as always. Thank you, everybody, for watching. Versace Stoner out.
I can't get enough of this guy.
Welcome to the Kill City Cup. I got the world by the balls.